Here comes everyone. So good morning. I'm Judge Person. I will be repeating myself actually for a little bit because I'm watching as people's audio connects. I am again Judge Person. I welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. I thank everybody for their time. We'll be working through two dockets. The pretrial docket is the docket for folks who have pleaded not guilty, and then the regular open docket, which is folks who I'm visiting with this morning. Just a few notes. I just want to let people know a few things before we get started. I want to let you know that when you are given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It is an accusation. And a plea is an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three options for entering a plea: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you are admitting the offense. You are saying, I did this. If you plead no contest, you're not admitting or denying the offense. You are just authorizing me to find you guilty or move into sentencing without saying yes or no to the charge. If you plead not guilty, you're demanding a trial by asking the state to prove the case against you. And the reason that I phrase it that way is because the state has the burden of proof at trial. So pleading not guilty means someone proved this. And before you have to do anything, they have to make a showing, at least a basic threshold showing at trial of the case. And then you have an opportunity at that trial to defend yourself at that point, if you wish. So I do want to let you know a few things in connection with the sentencing docket. That is, if you plead guilty or no contest, I move into sentencing. Normally, you're found guilty, it goes on your record, you pay the fines and costs. But I want to say a few things along the way of that. So first of all, payment, there are a variety of options that are connected to the ability to pay. And that's why we asked for the financial information that we asked for from you, okay? The other thing, so that varies from person to person. Then the other thing I want to say is that even if you've pleaded guilty or no contest, there's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. They are, I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll tell you how they work. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. So compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. And there are about a dozen of those or so in the traffic code. And if you have something like that, I'll be looking automatically for those options, seeing if I can get you there. Most of them require that you are in court on time, as per the ticket date at the bottom of the ticket. Okay. But I'll walk you through those. Like an example would be, you're driving, you get pulled over, officer tells you your tires are bald. You get cited for bald tires. It's actually a violation because it's dangerous. You fix the problem, you come to court on time, you show us proof you fixed it. It's a $10 dismissal fee instead of that whole ticket. So that would be an example. So I'll walk you through those if I see those on the docket. You're welcome to ask me about it, but I'm not going to wait for you to ask. I'm just going to start trying to move to it because the law says the judge shall do so. Okay. The second thing is if you qualify and you successfully complete a driver safety course option. And with the driver safety course option, the way that works is you've got to pre-qualify, you've got to successfully complete it to gain a dismissal. Successful completion means completion of an approved course and turning in of your approved proper driving record. Being qualified to be in the program, a lot of details to that one. I'll walk you through those details. Please ask if you have questions, okay? A bit about costs and fines in connection with the driver safety course option. I do want you to know every ticket has a court cost and fine. This is a Class C court. Normally, you don't get warrants. You're not sentenced to jail. The exception is if we make a court order and you don't follow your court order today, you're subject to a warrant. But normally, you're not sentenced to jail time. like when you go to higher level courts and you hear the language about that sometimes, like it's a 2 to 10 year thing. Here, there's not something like that. It's only in connection with not completing your court order. So that's one thing I want to highlight is if you don't understand what's expected of you today, tell me, ask questions. If you get into it and you don't understand it, ask the clerk. And if they can't answer, they'll bump you into to either see me or to get a written response, okay? Don't let things go if you don't know what's expected, because it won't be to your benefit ever to do that. So we want to help you, and we can address concerns that can come up. A really good example is you sign up for a payment plan. Maybe you were a little too ambitious with that payment plan, or maybe you lose your position, which I hope doesn't happen to anyone, but now you can't pay it. Don't ignore it. Come in and let us know. We might have a program to address it, okay? All right, so anyway, back to the driver safety course option. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court costs. And there's always a court cost and a fine. And if you call the clerk, you got the whole number. But we can break that down a lot of ways. But one way to break that down is a court cost and a fine. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court cost, you get your record turned in, you get your course turned in, you get your case dismissed, and the fine goes away, okay? You save money. It's cheaper to do all of that than to pay the whole ticket, because we want people to go to the class because they drive better. And statistically, we can't really argue with that one. It's actually very verifiably true, okay? So it's a safety issue. The fine is set by the judge. That would be me. The costs are set by the legislature. That would be the Texas legislature. I can't control that, okay? So I have to collect those. I'm not able to waive them, but I can waive the fine if you complete the program. And so it will be cheaper. It will not be cheap. Those fines, I mean, when I started working in Class C courts, the fines were $50. And I'm not aging myself that much. It's the legislature only met 8 times since then, but they have gone up to over almost $150. So just be aware. So if you can't pay it all today, we can look at a time. We try to do it now because we want to keep your case moving on track, but I can make allowances depending on people's situation if you're otherwise qualified for the program. So I'll be talking to you about that if it looks like you're qualified. If you don't want to do it, no one's going to force you to do it. We can't make you. We can incentivize it, but we can't force you. And if you don't want to do it, just be upfront about that, okay? So then the third option is a deferred disposition. Listen up for this one. A deferred disposition is just what it says. Deferred means delay, disposition to dispose of. I delay making it final. I put an order in place. The order will list everything in writing that you're required to do. If you get it done, you get a dismissal. Okay, it's very simple. So here's the trick though, and that's why I said listen up. You need to ask at the time that you plead. So guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's how you ask the judge of the court, which you can do on a Class C offense only in Texas. So you need to make that request. I'm not supposed to be walking you through that one, okay? So if you remember nothing else, remember the word deferred and say it to me when it's your turn, because I will unmute you or ask you to unmute at that point, and I want to hear from you, okay? If you don't request it, I assume you don't want to do it. You may also ask the prosecutor, but you're not, he's not required to give you that option, but you can ask and discuss it with that prosecutor. Our prosecutor, who is not my employee, Mr. Ryan Matson, wave Mr. Matson, please. He is going to meet with you in a separate breakout room if you've pleaded not guilty. And you can talk to him about options. He's not your lawyer. He is the lawyer for the state. He represents the party that filed the case against you. So he's opposition, okay? But, he's also here to try to do what's right. And you can discuss with him as you choose, okay? But you just need to know who he is in the scheme of things, because if you go to trial, he's prosecuting that case, okay? The next thing I want to tell you, the fourth option is for teen court. This is high school and middle school students. If you are high school or middle school, I'll be trying to talk to you about that, okay? I have a few people I cannot identify. I need to sort of figure out who they are. So let me do that real quickly. First person, Zoom user. Hi, tell me who you are if you could unmute and just tell me, what's your name, please?
Santos Aguilar.
Santos Aguilar Maldonado.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I just changed it for this meeting so that we don't lose track of you. And thank you. I'm going to mute you till it's your turn, okay?
All right.
Okay. And then the next person, I just want to confirm, person named Taylor, that you are Taylor Babineau. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. And then the next thing I want to check on, let's see. I'm seeing maybe a few people changed, put their name on once they got in. That's fine. Jada Ambery, can you unmute real quickly?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, what is your full name?
Jada Lene Ambery.
Okay, let me, and hold on. AMBO. Ma'am, I'll be looking for you in my system and see where you are. I might have you under a different name. Okay.
Okay.
What is your, sorry, hold on. We're going to have to look it up. It might have been pulled off. Is there anything else? And nothing else is pending? Okay, Ms. Ambery, I don't have you on my docket because that case was dismissed pursuant to what is called a prosecutor dismissal. So
okay.
You're good to go. You don't have anything else pending with the court, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And then the other person, there's a 512 phone number and they are unmuted and the number is ending possibly in 047. Can you say your name, please?
Yes, Daria Williams.
Gary Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna, I wanna just kind of let you know, and it's not a problem to be on the phone, but Ms. Williams, one thing I wanna let you know about that is that when I call your name, I'll be kind of calling loudly when it's your turn. Folks on the phone have a tendency to kind of let their attention wander. So be attentive because when I call your name, I'll expect to work with you on your case, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on the phone because I don't feel too well.
Right. Okay. Do you need, let me look at your file real quickly and see if we need to reschedule you. Yeah. You're not at the bottom of the list, so I'm going to keep you in for today, but just hold tight. We'll get to you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The next person is a 254 number ending in 199 or possibly ending in 199. Can you tell me your name? Phone caller, area code 254. Mr. Matson, I got your note. You mean this number that I'm talking about?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You think that's Ms. Williams, Daria? I will hope that that's true. And we'll see if we can get a response when it's her turn. Thank you for helping me. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. I will start the prosecutor up. Craig Clevenger was first logged in. Mr. Clevenger, what's going to happen next is I'm going to actually move you physically over to your stream to a different space with Mr. Matson. When y'all are done discussing the matter or you've listened to what he has to say, however that goes, you'll be coming back in this room before you leave today, okay? Thank you. And Mr. Matson, moving you over as well. And then I'm going to begin actually with Ajura Jackson. Good morning. Ms. Jackson, can you unmute?
Oh, okay.
Good
Hello.
morning. Hi, how are you, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Listen, I looked at everything that you submitted. Teen court is an option. I know you requested to pay the balance in full. Let me listen up and let me tell you about a program we have available, okay? And you can see if you want to do it. We have a first offender program. I don't look at everybody's everything, but as far as I can see from my court, you have not had a theft class before or a theft charge before. This is a
Never.
theft charge. Yes, ma'am. There is a theft charge under $100, and it is dated from April 3rd, 2022. The fines and costs are $296. You have entered a plea to that charge. However, and it was a plea of guilty. However, we have a first offender program. I'm going to need your signature no matter what we do today. At some point today, I'll need you to come sign up for this. But if you want to do this program, here's how it would work. I would give you a 30-day extension till June 14th. You would be given information for how to go find an approved theft intervention class. You do the class, get it completed, get a certificate of completion from them. You turn it into us and we dismiss the charge. Okay. Thefts are one of those things that can deeply impact somebody's record. And they can, even though you're underage, it can really affect you. It can really create a situation where you wind up unable to get career options that you might want. And I would like you to open that back up, your options. I know Mother probably agrees with me. I'm assuming you're her mother and not your sister or aunt. But so I want to just, I really want to encourage you. And I'll hope I say your name right. Azura?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Azura, I think, maybe a class would be really helpful right about now. And you might be able to open your options back up.
Okay. So once she get that class, it won't show anything on the record where I would have to probably look for to get it expunged or anything?
I can't say that.
Okay.
I'll tell you, when you're stopped and given a citation, a ticket like this one, what happens is, sorry. Oh, we're just looking real quick. So what happens is there is a recording of that event taking place. Okay.
Okay.
And so I don't know the answer to that fully. It kind of depends on who's looking and why and how long ago it was from the time that when they looked and all of that. What I can say is that if you successfully complete this program, the case is dismissed. There's no conviction, and you weren't on supervision or probation. It's just a first offender program. But as far as like what already has happened, I can't necessarily erase that right now. And it may be me that could erase it in the future, or it might be a district judge. That law tends to change back and forth quite a bit, and it has not settled as far as I can tell. It changes periodically, who can expunge. But right now, I do want to tell you too, there's some papers that you'll need to sign when you come in. The first offender program is one of them. The other is we emailed, I think, some papers to you. There's kind of a stack that you got sent. And it does look like we got signatures back on that already. Thank you. And so we don't, you won't need to sign those again, just the first offender program papers. Azura, how do you think, or what do you think about this option?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like that very much because I know the decision that I did was very dumb. And people I was hanging around wasn't too well, and I'd like it if I could try to take the class and do better so I won't make these mistakes in the future.
Yeah, that's the thing, the class and all the classes that we send everybody to, I want everyone to know I've taken them. Okay, I sit through those things and I see, is it quality? And they're not usually terribly expensive. They're not free. But with the theft one, what's real interesting is you always wind up with a plan at the end for how to, like, if you're tempted again, what happens? What do you do? What are going to be your next steps? Instead of, now what? Or here I am again. How did I get here again? Because statistically, we know that's going to happen. Okay. And so what we want to do is help you develop your tools. Okay. So that if it happens, and maybe it is company that you're keeping and you change that company too, you've got to learn all those things and think them through. And really, mom wants you to take those steps. I want you to take those steps. but you have to want to take those steps for that to really be meaningful, right? You can see that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that class, it's not even that long. It's like a 6-hour, 8-hour, what is it now? It's an 8-hour class. And you won't do it all in 8 hours. You'll log in and out. That's why we want to get you started, because there's a timeline.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you could do it online?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, that's better, because I don't think people learn after the second hour,
Mhm.
right? You log out, you get fresh, go back in, right? So it's by chapters. Anyway, you'll see.
And what
when-
if you have to come in and sign the first
that
offenders?
was right. That was going to be my next question. What time today can we look for y'all? This morning or this afternoon?
Let's do this. Let's do this afternoon. I want to make sure the time frame of getting there and of knowing where I'm going.
Right. So we are at 401 North 3rd Street.
Bird?
401 North 3rd.
Oh, third. Okay.
Yeah, the Temple Municipal Court in Temple. We're catty corner across the street from Central Fire Station,
Okay.
and where the water department is located. So if you remember nothing else, Temple Municipal Court or the water department for Temple.
Okay.
Right. And we're in the same building. And just come on in. Any clerk can help you in the lobby. And we'll look for you this afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
We close at 5. You'll need about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. We will see y'all then. And Mom, you do need to come with her because she's underage. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too,
too.
sweetie. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm moving forward. And the next person I would like to talk to is Reed Messick. Probably said
Yes,
that
Your
right.
Honor.
Hi, how are you, Mr. Messick?
All righty. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm just pulling your file. There we go. And I did review everything. And there was a plea on the speeding charge from March 20th. And I did read everything. So it was a little bit unclear to me. There was a plea of guilty, a request for driver safety, and then kind of, I don't mean this negatively, but like a protest about it. So I'm not able to really like vet that and decide it as a trial
Understood.
matter. What I can tell you is this, just overall, and then I do want to hear from you. If you are pleading guilty or no contest and you're requesting a driver safety course option, while I can't grant regular driver safety course because you don't fall under the statute, I can grant what's called a discretionary driver safety course option. With that one, it still would keep it off your record, but you do pay the cost of the ticket. Plus you get your course turned in and get your record turned in, both of which you can do online and scan it over to us. In other words, from the comfort of your desk or what have you. If you want that option, I would absolutely grant that option.
Okay.
So I'm sort of taking your plea as maybe a conditional plea, and I'm giving you my conditional response so you know where I would head if you enter that plea. But if you're changing your plea to not guilty, we need to move you to the prosecutor's docket.
No, Your Honor, I was simply trying to give a little bit of information.
Yeah.
My plea would likely should be changed probably to no contest from guilty, because from what I had understood from looking online, I had to plead guilty in order to be eligible for any program.
You would, because I can't not sentence someone while sentencing them. But it's just apples to oranges. It's like I can't, if someone says, I'd like you to sentence me, but don't sentence me because I'd like a trial, but I'd like you to sentence me. I can't do them both. It's water and vinegar, right?
I was just saying, so no contest would be I think the appropriate plea for that.
Okay, and I'll accept that plea, and I would grant the driving safety course option, the second option, which is still another option I have available under the law. It works the same way, but it's the full amount of the ticket instead of the abbreviated amount of the ticket. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and it's $264. Are you able to pay that today?
Yes.
Okay. here's the way that that's going to work. You're in Temple. One way to do that is for you to just come by, you do all your paperwork at the window, you get copies, you get receipts. If that's not possible, we can work out how do we do this by email. It's not nothing. It's not a ton of paper. It's not more than a couple of pages. But if you want to come by to do it, that's definitely the easier way. What do you say?
I can come by later today.
Okay, after lunch sometime?
It'll be toward the mid-afternoon, probably about 3:00. I have some meetings.
Okay. I'm making a note on your file. Any clerk can help you when you come in. You know where we're located?
Yes.
Okay, we will see you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. I hope I said your name right. Messick or Messick?
Messick.
Messick. Okay, great. I got it right the first time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And Mr. Mattson, I know that you and Mr. Clevenger will have this discussion. And I do want to hear from you. And also, Mr. Clevenger, I'll ask you. Mr. Mattson, where are we with regard to the two matters?
Your Honor, for the registration,
Yes.
Mr. Clevenger will be sending in his updated registration, and I'll be submitting a dismissal form once that's received.
Okay.
And for the other ticket, Mr. Clevenger will be going on a deferral, 120 days, and driver safety course by the 60th day. And
Okay.
he can pay the full amount of the fine as soon as the deferral paperwork has been processed.
Okay, I can do that today. We'll do that in the court for you. And we will, Mr. Clevenger, if we email that deferred to you, would you be able to print it, sign it, and email it back to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, once you receive it, you'll know that it's set up in our system properly, such that you could go onto the municipal courts page on the city website and make payment there and not trigger some kind of unintended consequence, because it'll be set up.
Yes, ma'am.
So once you receive it through your email this morning, you'll know it's set up right, and you'll know you can go do the payment. The condition besides the payment is don't move without telling us, don't get arrested or get more tickets, and get your driving course turned in on time, which is by July 12th, which will be in writing on your document. And we will also include, I'm just leaning back to teleclerk, we'll also include information about how to find a driver safety course online that you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
do, that will be approved. As far as when you turn in your registration to Mr. Mattson, you and he are agreeing to that. As long as I get a dismissal from him by June 15th, I would sign it. June 15th at 2:00 is your next court date. That gets canceled by that dismissal. So whatever y'all's agreement is, you fulfill it with him. Otherwise, we'll all talk about it in the courtroom on the 15th of June. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Very
All
good.
right. Does anyone have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you all very much for your time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clevenger. Keep an eye on your email.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Mr. Mattson, I'm going to move you forward. Your next person is, I'm going to hope I say the name right, because I've got a few names in here. I have on my docket Angela Hayes Williams. There is a Gamisa Haynes and a Gamisa Haynes Higginbotham. And you're logged in a couple of ways, and I'm just trying to figure out.
I'm sorry, it's for Christopher Higginbotham.
Yeah.
I'm his mother.
Okay. That's a different person.
Okay.
All right. So Christopher and Dan, but I misidentified you as the Haynes, the other Haynes we have, Hayes. So I don't that person. Okay, that's fine. No problem. I just misread the black and white letters in front of me. I saw Hayes instead of Haynes. My apologies. So Mr. Matson, I believe your only next person is hopefully the phone caller. Hello, phone caller. And I believe it's Daria Williams. Daria Monique Williams. Can you answer? Good morning. While I'm waiting for that response, Jesus
I was
Garcia.
trying to get
Oh.
Garcia.
So Jerry Williams, I don't think it's the same person as Daria Monique, right?
Yes, it is. Monique is my middle name. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're not who I was thinking either, because earlier I asked if you were Jerry Williams and you said yes. You're Daria or Daria Monique Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Well, I will send you over. Your phone call is going to get transferred over to what is essentially a different virtual room. And then what will happen is you'll have a conversation with Mr. Matson. And the next thing that will happen is you'll probably have to hang up and dial back in one last time, and I'll let you back in to talk with myself and Mr. Matson together again. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here you go. I have the wrong name on that, Mr. Matson. You had it right. And I thought you meant this phone call person.
Sorry,
So-
Your Honor, I should have been more clear.
It's okay. It's okay. We got it cleared up. It's all good. You go ahead and talk with her. She's not feeling well.
Okay, thank you.
The phone caller is a 254 number ending in 199. And you had logged in. I had you logged in. And I'm asking you to unmute. So what happens now is I can't identify you. Oh, there you go.
Hello,
Yeah, hi. What's your name, please?
Hello. Antonio Vargas.
Okay, Mr. Vargas. Great.
Yes.
All right, let me get your file. So I did get a request from you. There are 2 charges. They've already got a plea, and you wanted a payment plan. You want a payment
Right.
plan. You said you wanted
Right.
a payment. Listen for a minute. You said you wanted a payment plan, and then you put $0. And I'm showing that you can't do a payment plan, that you need to do community service instead. Do you understand?
Right. Yes, I do.
Okay, so I need you to come by the court to sign for your documents. And it would be a sentence of 35 hours.
Okay.
And you do that instead of payment.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, can you come by this morning?
I'm at work. Can I do it tomorrow morning?
What time do you get off work? Because I really need to try to get you to do it today.
Well, I really get off really late. By the time it'll be closed, by the time I get home.
How early
I
can
mean,
how early can you get here this morning?
Ma'am, I'm at work.
How
I
early
can't
can
just
you get
take
here?
off.
I understand. I misspoke. How early can you get here tomorrow morning?
8 o'clock.
We'll see you at 8 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, you're good to go.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, moving forward, the next person I have is actually Christopher Higginbotham, as a matter of fact. So here we go. And if mom and Mr. Higginbotham, if y'all will both unmute, that would be very helpful.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so sorry, I initially thought you were a lawyer on a different case. And then I
No.
thought Miss Haynes, and apparently Miss Haynes is not even here. So I apologize for if that made it seem confused, but here we are all on the same page. Christopher, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm well. And sorry, ma'am, what is your name?
Demisa Haynes Hickenbotham.
Okay, thank you, Miss Haynes. Or do you go by Haynes Hickenbotham or just by Haynes?
Haynes is fine. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Miss Haynes. And so it's a no driver's license charge. And I did receive a request for teen court. And it's a charge from March 11th for no license. If you pay it, it's $181, Christopher. And I'm willing to accept your plea. But I had one question I wanted to ask the clerk about, maybe an easier option. And in joint connection with what I'm going to ask her, which I'll do in a second, are you in the process, Christopher, of getting your license?
Yes, ma'am.
I take my test in like
On May 20th.
yeah, so like a week and a half.
To get your permit, or no, to get the full license?
Yeah.
For a license.
Yes,
Okay, hold on, let me check a question. Oh, he missed it. Okay. Okay, so I was just trying to see if you were qualified for something easier, but I'll grant the teen court request. There's a $20 teen court fee. I don't make you take an extra class because I know that you've been taking classes to get your license. And so I just want to see that license no later than June 14th, okay?
Yes,
So that'll be your condition, is to get it and turn it in, not get any more tickets between now and then. You don't have to wait till June. You can turn it in right after you get it.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a $20 teen court fee. Can that fee get paid today, Christopher?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. You'll come by, you'll sign your teen court paperwork. Mom is welcome, but not required. And it's just going to say your $20 fee and your license no later than June 14th, which you just bring back to the same spot. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Y'all have questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then you're both good to go. You've got a clerk working behind the scenes. I just signed your paperwork. So
Okay.
It's ready. What time will y'all be in today?
We can be there about 4.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and so moving forward, Jacob Avila.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Can y'all turn right side up? Is that a possibility?
I'm sorry.
Can you turn right side up? Is that a possibility?
Yes.
That's so much better. I don't want to do this. So teasing aside, there is a speeding charge April 18th. The fines and costs are $259. To that charge, I have received a written plea of guilty and a request for teen court, which I would grant. Is that your plea at this time, Jacob?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand what that plea means, that we'll move forward with sentencing. And therefore, I would order teen court. There will be a class for you to take. It would be due by June 14th. And you will take it at your own expense. And then there is a $20 fee that I would ask to be paid today when you come in and sign your paperwork. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we will give you driver safety course information. It's due June 14th. And do you have any questions about what I'll be asking you to do to complete this program?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I do want to let you know that, when you get a citation like this, it actually increases your risks of being in another altercation with the law, namely an accident. And you're in the top group for getting hurt, for death and dismemberment on the Texas roadways. Unfortunately, Texas is the #1 state for killing people 25 and under. You've moved into the top brackets and we really want your class back soon. We want you to take it seriously. Can we get there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time will you be coming in today?
I can be in there within the next hour.
All right. I'll just put a note by 11 a.m.
Correct.
Thank you. You are free to come in alone if you're legally able to get here. A parent is welcome to come with you. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So moving right along, I have Judah Hartnagel. Did I say that correctly? Good morning. Y'all can unmute, and while you're doing that, I'm going to pull your file. How are y'all this morning?
Good.
Good. Mom, what is your name?
Jennifer.
Okay. Oh, I should know that. It's on the screen. Okay. And I hope I said the name correctly.
Yes, ma'am. You got it right.
Great. And Judah, there is a charge of running a red light. The fines and costs, if you paid it, are $269. I have a plea of no contest and a request for teen court, which I would grant. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes.
Okay. And with teen court, really for me, I think you heard me talk to the person beforehand. I'll grant that, but I do need proof that you're enrolled in school. Are you enrolled in school?
No.
Yeah. Yes, he is. He's homeschooled.
Okay, that's fine. So y'all have that paperwork, and I just need to see it for the file. Okay.
What do you need? We are not part of a co-op, so I just keep his.
When you checked him out of the school and said you were homeschooling him, there was paperwork that you did.
Oh no, he was never in school. He's been homeschooled since kindergarten.
Okay, I believe you. I'm just leaning over to a clerk to ask what we have on that. He's never been enrolled, so. So do you have a curriculum you're following?
I mean, yes, he follows a curriculum, but I've put it together. It's not like through an official program.
You
or
don't
anything.
file anything with the state?
Nope.
And so at the end, what does he wind up with? How do you get the acknowledgement from the state?
Oh, so in Texas, I issue him a graduation certificate when he has met the requirements for my homeschool. So
okay, well then just a letter from you will be fine. That what you're doing and what grade he's technically in.
Okay.
If that's even a thing. So a letter from you is fine. And then there's a $20. I'm just making a note of that. And then there is a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes.
Okay. And then there's a driver safety course fee that class that you would take online. And we'll give you that information when you come up here to do the cash fee. So what time can we look for y'all?
we can be there in the next half hour.
Okay. And I'll just tell you that the class will be due June 14th. Okay. All right. Sounds good. We'll see you shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. And Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Miss Williams, who I know is not feeling well. So let me get that file pulled. I did admit her back into the room, and she is unmuted at this point. And so, Mr. Matson, where are we with regard to this matter?
Your Honor, Ms. Williams is going to be submitting some documentation to the court. So we're going to go ahead and set for final, and I'm going to review her case a bit more thoroughly to see what to do with it.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Williams, we have a final pretrial scheduled for 6/15 at 2 o'clock. So June 15th. And we'll see you here on June 15th at 2. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Will it be Zoom or in person?
That is in person.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And moving forward, just a quick question to the audience. Jesus Garcia, I assume, is not here, but I just want to double check. Okay, so Mr. Matson, you are good to go. We will see you at the hearing that we have later this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then I am moving forward with Keith Mcdonald. Good morning, Mr. McDonald. How are you, sir?
Good, and yourself?
For asking. I'm fine. Just pulling your file. I did review it earlier, and I did see a request for monthly payments. I can certainly grant that, but what I also noticed is that I am able to change that to a community service option in your situation. Otherwise, I could go as low as a $25 a month payment. You could always pay more and get it done faster, but I'm able to extend that low payment to you. I see a lot of ebb and flow to what happens with your income and bills. So I can definitely just order community service outright if we did that. And that would be my go-to, but I want to hear from you what you think.
Oh, I can pay the fine. I have no problem. It was my fault, sort of.
Well, I'll tell you that when we get into sentencing, it's not really about fault. It's
Okay.
really about what's appropriate for the person's circumstances. So
Okay.
yours are one where I would normally order 14 hours of community service in lieu of payment. If you do not want to do that, if you're sure that you won't be able to do it, or you don't have your, let me put it this way. If you're unable to do it because of a physical reason, you can give me a doctor's note that tells me what's going on and that you're not able to do it, and I can waive it. If you are able to do it, but you need more time than what I give you, I can work with you on doing it more at a slower pace. If you would just prefer to make a payment, I can order $25 a month. That's a no later, no less than amount. If you pay more, you just get it done faster. So
That would be fine.
okay. Then you would just need to come up and sign, or I can email to you a payment plan, but you would have to print it, sign it, and email it back. So either way.
Okay.
Okay. Which would work better for you?
What's easier for you?
What's easier for the court is if you come up here, because then
No, that's fine.
then we know we've given you everything we need to give you.
Yeah, that's I can be up there today.
Okay. Can you make a payment today?
Yes.
Can we always pay around this time of the month?
I normally get paid on Wednesdays, so anytime every Wednesday.
Okay. Let the clerk know you're looking to try to land that on or after Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just go to the court like I did the first time and just stand in line until I'm called?
Yes, and it's probably a pretty short line at this point. So,
okay, that's fine.
This morning, okay for you?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, we'll have everything at the desk for you in the next few minutes, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. No, Mr. McDonald, are you still there?
Yes.
Just want to make sure. Were you insured when you were stopped?
I thought I was, but my renter's insurance came out instead of my car insurance. But I've got registration. I'm all taken care of. I'm all legal now.
How quickly did you get it?
I didn't find out until probably two and a half weeks later, I think. And then I got the ball rolling on the insurance again, probably that next day.
Okay, I was just looking to see if there was any other option like a dismissal, but I don't see it. But
Okay.
I wanted to double check, and I thought I had double checked, and then in my mind I realized I had one more question for you.
Well, I was gonna do the community service, but I don't know what that entails because I was hit by a tow truck when I was 16, so I'm limited on like my lifting and my duties. So that's why I'd probably just rather pay the fine.
Okay. If you run into any difficulty making payment, please reach out and communicate. Drop a letter to me.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry. Start today. Okay. And then moving forward, Taylor Babineau, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to get on video, Miss Babineau?
Yes.
Great. So I do have a case that we've already found you guilty. There's a balance of $346. I have a request for a payment plan. That said, Ms. Babineau, you're a hardworking person, but I am seeing that, you have a lot of mouths to feed. And I am actually able to change this to a community service order, if you would prefer to do that.
It's just hard to do community service with the kids, so I was just gonna pay the fee off. Sign off.
Okay. I could do $25 a month.
Okay.
And when's a good time to collect that from you?
I get paid in next Wednesday or next Tuesday, so I could pay it next Tuesday.
Okay. That's going to be, look at the calendar.
The 17th?
So let's say May 18th is the start date. And it's every month. And what you'll have to do is kind of gauge it, since it's monthly and not every other week, like when you get paid, you'll have to kind of figure out when it's coming up and plan for it.
Okay.
Can you sign for that today?
Yes, I could come right after I get off work.
Okay, around what time should we look for you?
4 o'clock?
4?
Yes.
Okay, I made a note of that. And
all right, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, we'll see you then.
Okay.
Bye-bye. So moving forward, I did want to talk to Frederick Terrell next. Mr. Terrell, good morning.
Hello?
Hi, Mr. Terrell, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good, I'm doing fine. I'm just pulling your file. There we go. So I did review everything. We have warrants on all the cases. There's a newer warrant that I had not yet gotten a plea, and it is for a speeding charge. Give me just a moment.
I think it was like a 42 and a 30 or something, or 42 and a 30.
Right. And there is a no contest plea on that charge today. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I saw a request for a payment plan. I can do that. I'm showing that I should really, instead of doing that, I should be ordering community service. And let me just tell you what that would look like before you tell me yes or no to that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So that would turn into, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cases.
Yes, ma'am.
All of your cases are in warrant. I think your request for payments, you didn't tell me how much yet, but even let's say we did $50 a month, which I think honestly with your income and your bills, that's not going to be comfortable. But
that's why I left it blank when she asked me what to fill in what I thought I could pay. I just left it blank because I'd rather just leave it up to you, because looking at my finances and stuff.
I really don't want to order you to pay, because see, if it was $50 a month, it would take you 3 years. And if I do community service, it's 89 hours. We'd start with 60 days and I would get a gauge of how much you could get done in that time. And then you would, on or before your due date, you would turn in what you have and tell me how much more time you think you need. And I'd keep extending you as long as you were making progress till you got it done. The community service places are nonprofits in our community. I have a list of places for you to choose from and a timesheet for you to work from. And I think that will be easier to get done, even though it may not feel like it's going to be that easy, because I know you're working and I know you have commitments, but you can squeeze it into times in your schedule.
So I work Monday through Friday. I gotta be there at 7. I work in a warehouse.
Some places are on the weekends. There are weekend places.
Yes, because
and if you did like 3 hours every weekend, like in 60 days, you would have about a third of it done almost, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that wouldn't be too bad.
To peel that off a little more simply. People go, well, I'm only doing like 3 hours a week. 3 hours a week works.
Yes.
Because if you have 89 hours and you do 3 hours a week, that's going to take you a lot less time.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not even going to take you, that might take you 6 months. And there might be like days where you did 5 hours, and there might be days where you did 2, and there might be days when you go 2 days in a row. You know, you'll find that there'll be a rhythm to it. You'll find it.
Okay.
And, you know, it's a lot easier than trying to eat money out when money's already very, very tight.
Money's real tight right now. Like I'm having to get help with my rent and everything.
Yeah, I understand. And I wish you the best on that. But I'll recall your warrants, okay? I don't mean that cynically. I mean that sincerely. I'll recall your warrants today, okay? I'll order 89 hours of community service. And I think I have a hold on your ability to renew your license, and I'd like to release that. And I get to do that when I get to zero out your balance.
Okay.
So the older cases come off first. And as I zero them out, I will close those files with the license department. Okay.
Okay.
But the warrants I'll renew. I mean, the warrants I'll recall today, and they'll be turned off by tomorrow. I need you to come in and sign for your documents. You will not be arrested. We're a safe harbor court. If you come in to sign, no problem. And I'll recall your warrants, hand you all the community service paperwork for you to, use to document your hours and to have your deadlines and to know the rules and the locations. All that's going to be in there. Read it before you get started. In fact, I would recommend reading it at the front desk in case you have questions.
So I just go to the place, the municipal court, the clerk's desk right there, the windows.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you this morning.
Yeah, I can leave right now.
Okay, I made a note that we're looking for you to come in and sign the paperwork. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. If you run into problems, don't neglect it. Communicate.
Okay.
Communicate.
All right.
Even if you're not getting even if you think I didn't get enough done, you're not going to make me mad. I just don't want to sign warrants again. I want you to stand up.
As long as I'm coming in and doing my community service and showing that I'm putting the effort towards it.
That really will be fine.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And so, Mr. Aguilar? How are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
can you get where I can see you all the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And family with you? Who's with you?
My mom is with me.
Okay, great. So we had teen court, and you were supposed to turn in a 3-page essay by March 31st, an insurance document showing the accident was covered by that same date, and your driving permit. And we didn't receive anything.
I have the insurance summary right here, and I got my driver's ed course done. The only thing that I don't have done is my 3-page essay, and that's pretty much about it. I have my driver's ed course done, and I have the insurance summary right in front of me.
Well, everything was due 6 weeks ago, and nothing's been turned into the court.
Yeah, I know that. So, what I was gonna ask was, how I could set up like one of the payment plans and just get it paid and stuff.
You working?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, if you will sign a document disclosing your income, I can enter convictions and have you do payment. Real quick question. One question I have is on the accident. You said you have documents showing that the accident was covered, or you said you have proof that you're insured now? Because I heard you.
I have both. I have the insurance claim, and I also have the insurance claim summary that shows that the accident was covered by my insurance.
Okay. If I can get proof of that today, I would be willing to go ahead and allow the dismissal on that particular. I can't guarantee that until I really hold that document and look at it. Okay.
We handed it to one of the women at the front, and she scanned it.
When?
Today. Like
Oh,
around
okay. Hold on, give me a moment. Because once court starts, I mean, it was due 6 weeks ago. Give me a
Yes,
moment. It takes a minute to pull up. I don't see it. Okay, the only thing scanned is proof that you got insurance 2 months after the stop. And it only lists your mother. It doesn't list you as a covered driver. So I don't see that being anything of what we requested. You're not even on screen. So come to the clerk's desk and we'll go ahead and set up a payment plan. But you're not answering, you're not responding, and you're not on screen. So.
All right. So you want me to just come inside and set up and sign up paperwork to set up a payment plan?
Yeah, I mean, you can drop off your documents that you're waving in front of the screen, but what you fed the clerk, what wasn't remotely what I asked. It shows that you acquired an insurance policy 2 months after the stop. So that's not what I'd asked for. I asked for coverage of the accident. That's not what you dropped off. And what you did drop off not only isn't what I asked for and what you said you would bring, it's also 6 weeks late. So it fails on every front. So you can come by and fill out a payment plan application. Where are you working?
I'm working down at a Burger King on 31st.
Okay. And what are you taking home?
I'm usually taking home about
Okay,
200 to 300.
Every 2 weeks or every week?
Yes, ma'am, every 2 weeks.
And what bills are you required to pay?
Just my phone bill, that's it.
Okay. So what we'll do is your balance is going to total $631. And I guess I'll set up a payment plan. Your mother's going to have to come with you and sign with you. And we'll do $50 a month, which should be more than comfortable. We'll do $25 every 2 weeks. Starting today, $50. And then $25 every 2 weeks. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'll let you go. We'll see you at the clerk's desk. Are you coming in now?
Yes, ma'am, I'm coming in now.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Mcdonald. I don't.